Hey folks, welcome back. Did you purchase an Emax tinyhawk Freestyle? And if you did, man, you made a great choice. Hopefully use my affiliate link. And are you happy with the quality of the FPV video? Probably not. It does have a very usable camera, but things could be better. And if you want it to be better, I'm going to make it better. Using the Runcam Racer Nano and just two little 3D printed parts. Let's get started. So let's take a quick look at the camera itself. This is the nano size camera. This is the Runcam Racer Nano. Things to note about this camera is it doesn't come with any cabling. So we may have to cross that hurdle when we get there. Another really good option instead of the Runcam Nano Racer is the Caddx Turbo EOS 2. Same size camera, same style connectors. This one has no controllability, no adjustment to it whatsoever. This one, you can control almost every bit of the video with this, but you'll have to find yourself one of the controller boards. This camera does not come with one. You have to find one of these little guys. If you've ever bought a FPV camera, like a normal size one, either the full size or the minis, most likely you have one lying around. So let's go ahead and get started on this. Next thing we're going to need to do is print out two little 3D printed pieces. These only take a few minutes to print, very little materials needed. I'll put a link to the STL files for this on Thingiverse in the description below. You'll need two of those, and you'll need a 1.5mm hex driver. I choose Wera because these are probably some of the best hex drivers I have ever used. So let's go ahead and just take off the 4 screws on the top. You may want to hold the standoff at the back while you're doing it, just so they don't turn. And you can just pinch the 2 in the front here. There we go. And we'll just lift off the top plate. We'll set that aside. Next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to remove our old camera. And fortunately, this is just held on with a pin. Just pull it right out like that and set that aside. Make sure you don't lose the O-ring that's on the bottom of the camera. And we need to remove our 2 standoffs. Again, just using that 1.5mm hex driver. Let's go ahead and unscrew that. We're going to take one of our TPU printed arms and we're going to replace that standoff with the TPU printed arm. Now for now, just get it snug. You don't have to reef down on it. After all, it is just TPU, so it's probably not going to handle being crushed. Take off our other standoff and thread in our next TPU piece. There we go. So you see we have a little bit of flexibility with them and we can kind of move them around. All right, so the next step is going to be mounting the camera, and I'm going to choose the Runcam Racer Nano. In the box, you should have some mounting hardware. And it's going to be the 2 smallest screws in the bag. Not these big guys, but the little bitty ones. We're just going to take our camera and screw it in place. You may want to remove the props just to kind of free up some room. Let's get this prop out of the way here. There we go. Just had to push a little bit harder. I'll get this prop out of the way as well. You typically don't have to take the screws all the way out of the prop, just take them off to the point where they disengage from the motor, but they'll stay pretty snugly in the prop. And I'll grab another one of these short screws. And repeat on this side. Oh, darn. If you ever end up missing a screw and you don't know where it went, check your motor bells. They are magnetized, and they do tend to attract hardware. There we go, nice and snug. Now we have to deal with our camera connections. There's a couple ways we can do this. One, you could choose to pull this off and direct solder to here. Two, you could choose to cut the existing camera and splice in the new camera, if you so choose. Or the third option is if you happen to have this piece of cable lying around from a previous camera purchase, this will adapt down from the larger connector that's on the camera to the smaller one on the board, and it fits perfect. This is the option I'm going to choose just because I happen to have this cable laying around. I know it is a lot of cable, but I'm trying to make this easy on myself. Now the other thing you need to pay attention to is the pin out. Now typically these cables aren't exactly pinned the same. I've already gone ahead and I had to swap the power wire and the video wire. The video wire is the yellow one, the power is the red one. I've had to swap them back and forth. So this used to be black, yellow, red. And I had to change it to be black, red, yellow, like the existing camera. So go ahead and plug that in. And we'll just go ahead and tuck our wires away underneath the canopy here. Like so. All right, so now we have to put our top plate back on. Remember that the deeper cutout goes towards the front. Go ahead and start our screws in the back. And just get things started. Don't tighten anything down yet, in case we have to shift some things around. And remember, your screws in the front, you're going to have to thread them into the TPU, so you're going to have to push a little bit while you're turning the screwdriver. All right, so now we can just kind of make sure everything's pointed in the right direction and go ahead and snug these up. And go ahead and tighten down your back ones. Tighten down your front on the underside. And actually, this is probably a good time to go through and double check all your fasteners. Typically these quads come tightened for the most part, but after the first few packs, things tend to loosen up a little bit as items get hot and they wear in, and also you just never know what didn't get done right at the factory. Emax is pretty darn good about this stuff, but things happen, things unscrew. And I'm getting a little bit of a turn on all of these, about 1/8 of a turn. That can help cut down on vibrations and weird oscillations. A lot of tuning problems are caused by loose hardware. And there we go, our new and improved Emax Baby Hawk Freestyle. Another nice little addition to this is you can adjust your camera tilt. And it does serve as a bit of camera protection. It's not perfect. You can still see the camera lens is exposed here, but this thing's light enough where you'd have to do something, you'd have to hit pretty hard to mess up the camera. Let's go ahead and get the props on and go take it for a flight. All right, folks, as you can see from the flight footage, that is a massive improvement over the stock camera. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this camera, but this thing flies just the same as it did before, same flight time, same flight characteristics, just way clearer of a picture. I did have to turn the sharpening down, way down on the Runcam Racer Nano. It's just, I don't know, it's just a really over sharpened picture. I turned it way down, looks great. I'm extremely happy with the way this turned out. In the FPV feed, you could see just a little bit of red on the side. It's pretty easy to fix. All you gotta do is come in here and just kind of trim this down. This is a rubbery plastic, real easy to fix. So if you're interested in this mod, please check out my check out the product links in the video description for the Runcam Racer Nano and also for the Caddx Turbo EOS 2. Both would be excellent additions to this model. This model is already great to start with. The Emax tinyhawk Freestyle is probably one of the best bind and fly freestyle drones of this size I have ever flown. Super happy with it. Super happy with the mod. I want to thank Banggood because they did send me this camera for review, and they also sent me this drone, by the way. It doesn't change my opinion on it one bit whatsoever. Anyways, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. If you like what I'm doing here, please like, and if you would subscribe, that would be great. I have a lot of really cool stuff coming up on the channel, so click that bell icon so you can be notified when I upload new videos. And as always, see you next time.